Hi everyone, welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. So does anybody still do Sentinel stand in Southern Dreadlands? Do you still remember about this cool little event? I thought I'd do this quick video as a reminder about it, especially as we have new essences for our classes to obtain. And Sentinel stand is a nice way to bump up your legendary item count each day. For those of you who are new to the game and not aware, Sentinel stand is a fun tower defense like minigame in Southern Dreadlands where you need to protect monsters from reaching the Shardstorm. It can be performed one time a day and it's a nice way to gain extra loot easily, plus it's fun to do and a nice break from the other monster slaying activities in the game. So as soon as you enter Southern Dreadlands, you'll see on the left hand side of your screen it will say Sentinel stand, enter the Shardstorm. You can click the magnify button and it will give you a nice overview. So basically enter the Shardstorm on the map to participate. Whilst it's running, monsters will attack the Shardstorm from different paths. You have to build different towers to defeat the monsters before they reach the Shardstorm, and you'll get rewards based on how many monsters you defeat. And as I said earlier, you can do it once a day. So these are the different towers that you can create, and they all cost various different amounts. So energizing tower, flame tower, frost tower, lightning tower, bolt caster, and gust tower, and you get different monsters that appear, and they've all got different weaknesses and strengths. So yeah, I love tower defense games. I used to play quite a few many years ago. I used to look out for as many tower defense games as I could find on PC, and even if there's a tower defense game and a mini game, like Final Fantasy VII had a fantastic tower defense game in Fort Condor, one of the areas, as part of the story in the game, and I remember just replaying that again and again. So it's really cool that they've got this little hidden gem in Diablo Immortal. Well, not too hidden, but a lot of people might have forgotten about it. I was just curious how many people still do it. Now, I've just got to the Shardstorm area. There was one other person here that walked away, and there is one person here as well. So it seems like there are other people doing this. I was just curious how many other people still do this and still remember about it and have it as a daily task in the game. So let's enter the Shardstorm. And for those of you who are not aware of it or not sure how it works, just have a quick gameplay. So there's not really a specific set path that you need to take and a set rule that you need to follow. Just read what it says on the screen. So basically it says pebble skin attacks in large numbers. I'm just going to keep it easy and basically just build bolt casters here. So you can see it says bolt caster 700. You start off with 2,500. So I'm basically going to create a bolt caster there, and I'm going to upgrade it for 700. When you upgrade it, it says the attack speed is increased. So there we go, we've got an upgraded one. And over here, I'm just going to place a lightning tower. So we've got a lightning tower behind the bolt caster. So if we go to the middle, there's basically these three paths. There's a path to the north here, there's a path to the west here, and there's a path to the south. Now, this is wave 1 of 5, so there's 5 waves. So the first wave is only to the left over here. You don't have to worry about the north side or the south side. You only need to worry about this left side here. And you can see at the top how much that you've actually obtained. So I've got 1,600. So for example, I can upgrade the lightning tower again to level 2. These red lines will basically show you which direction the enemies are going to come from to attack the Shardstorm in the middle, so you know they're going to come from there. The next enemy is weak against lightning, so I've already got a lightning tower up here, which is going to help for that. So as I said, everyone's probably got their own way of doing Sentinel stand. There's no set rule, or there's no certain items that you have to create in the exact order. Just basically just read what pops up, which enemies pop up, what they're weak against, and sort of create and build that tower which those enemies are weak against. So I started off with a bolt caster level 2. I'm going to rank that up again, so it's level 3, and then we've got a lightning tower here at level 3. Now I'm going to save the rest of my currency that you've got for the next wave, for wave 3 out of 5. On the left hand side, it actually shows you how much sort of these chests are remaining. Basically, when the enemies do get to the Shardstorm in the middle, you'll have less chances of actually getting all of the loot. So The next enemy, Shardborn Goliath, are weak against Gust Tower. So I'm basically going to create a Gust Tower there, and that's quite expensive, as you saw there. So Gust Tower's 1,500, Boltcaster's 700, Lightning Tower's 1,000, and so on. You know, you've got the how much each of them cost. So I've got a Gust Tower, and for example, if I want to level that up, you get 1,500. You press that button, and it will level it up. Now you've got these other options here where you can basically dismantle the tower and you can get your money back, or you can replace it with another tower. Now behind the Gust Tower, I can, for example, do like a Boltcaster. So create a Boltcaster and, you know, level that up to rank 2 straight away because we've got enough money. And then you can kind of go back and keep an eye to see what the left side is doing. So here you can see enemies are still coming up the left side, but I've already got a Boltcaster level 3 there and a Lightning Tower level 3. So for example, we can level up the Lightning Tower to level 4, and it says the next upgrade attacks stun monsters for 1 second. So we can go ahead and do that. And then we can go back and take a look at the north side here. We've got a Gust Tower doing its thing, pushing that big enemy away. So each time it goes up to the Gust Tower, you can see it's getting pushed away there. So you can take this really relaxed and chilled out. It's not very frantic. You don't have to run around like crazy and sort of go to each of the areas really quickly. You can. It's quite nice that they've got this tower defense mode, but it's a really like chilled out tower defense mode compared to other ones out there, and you know, compared to the rest of the game, which is quite chaotic. This is actually quite relaxing to play. So it says the next wave will have greater numbers of monsters, and you can see now monsters are coming down from the south. They're shard torn enemies, and they're weak against Boltcaster. So what we can do is we can get a Boltcaster there. We can level it up to 3 straight away. We can do another Boltcaster behind it. We can level that up to 3 as well. And next time we'll just collect 1,000 and do a Lightning Tower just behind it. Now you can play around with the other towers if you want. For example, you can do Flame Tower. Sometimes I do that just for fun. I create a Frost Tower and a Flame Tower just to mix things up. For example, let's create a Flame Tower here. So this is a 2,000 one. It's quite expensive, but it launches a fireball that does damage to a small area. So we've got a Flame Tower there that will protect this sort of entrance into the Shard Storm. And then, for example, we've got a free spot here. Let's go ahead and do like a Frost Tower. And we can sort of upgrade that one more time. And eventually you'll get to the point where you've just got loads of money or whatever the currency is. And you'll just go ahead and rank everything up to 4. So you start with the ones which are closest to the enemies. So always level them up to 4 first. So where the enemies actually come in. So I'm going to do the one down south first. I'm going to go up to the Gust Tower. We'll get the Gust Tower up to level 4. So that's going to push them back quite nicely. And then I'm going to go over to the left side here. You can see the loot already dropping on the floor and I'm picking it up. So Sentinel stand is a really good way to get lots of loot. And, you know, just bump up that loot count each day. Just to help if you haven't got all of your gear ranked up to level 30. It's a good way just to bump up extra gear. So this is wave 4. You can see monsters are coming from all areas now. And on the left hand side you can see I've got 100% remaining of untainted life, which basically means no enemies have touched the Shard Storm in the middle. When you get enemies that go into the Shard Storm, you've got that little green health bar that will go down, and this line where the 3 chests are, that will slowly go down as well. And when it gets to the first chest, you lose some loot that you can potentially get at the end, and then when it gets to the second chest, you'll lose even more loot. So basically the idea is you don't want to let any enemy touch the Shard Storm, and you want to keep them at bay. If you just basically start out how I did, you'll be fairly safe. You can obviously mix things up. There's no set rule, but it's definitely a good idea to get those Boltcasters in. And when you see the enemies that are weak against a Gust Tower, definitely build the Gust Tower on that path just to keep them pushed back, because they are very strong. And yeah, now it's just a case of just keeping an eye, just like walk around. You can obviously try and, you know, build more towers here. For example, I did a lightning one, and you'll get to a point where you can't build anymore. It says max number of towers reached, and at that point all you can do is literally just upgrade the ones you've got. And for example, the button here is a replace, so I can, for example, replace lightning with boltcaster, and the one at the bottom will be a dismantle. So there you go, there's a victory, and you can see lots of loot comes out of the chest at the end, but that's not all. So what we do now is, you can see on the left hand side there's a timer, so there's a 1 hour timer. So this is where you have to remember to come back to Sentinel stand after an hour, and you'll get a lot more loot show up. So I'm going to collect all the loot here. We're going to come back after an hour and you'll see how much loot is still there. So it says on the left hand side, the towers will continue to fight the attacking monsters. Return once all monsters have been cleared to claim rewards. So that's pretty much the end of Sentinel stand. And as you can see, it was really fun to do. I love tower defense games. I was kind of hoping that they improved on this and sort of did a little bit more with it, because it is quite fun, and it's a nice break from all the other content, as I said, in the game. It would have been cool if they'd found a way to sort of increase the map size, or have a mode of Sentinel stand elsewhere, or just do something else with it. That would have been quite nice. So yeah, I'm basically going around maxing all of these out before I leave. And you got lots of loot on the floor that you can pick up. Over here as well, you get gold as well, and all of that can be handy for upgrading your gear to rank 30. So, and as you saw, you get a legendary item as well. So you might get lucky with that legendary item and get the essence that you need, but it's just a nice quick way to sort of build up your legendary item count. And yeah, it's just a quick way to sort of get additional loot during the day. And as I said earlier, you can only do this one time a day. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to exit, pick up the harvester, going to exit here. Oh no, it didn't pick up. We go back again, pick that one up. We're just going to exit. So when you exit, it basically takes you to the entrance of the Shardstorm, and then every time you're in the Southern Dreadlands, it's going to show you a timer on the left hand side, and it will remind you, return to claim rewards. So don't forget that bit, because that's where you get a lot more loot. So yeah, now all we have to do is just wait 1 hour, come back to Sentinel's stand, and pick up the rest of the loot. Okay, so we're just coming towards the end of the hour now. You can have a look on the left. You see the timer has gone down to 0. It says all monsters have been defeated, and then you get a message that says Sentinel stand has been completed. Return to the Shardstorm to claim rewards. So you just have to wait for the hour to expire, and then any time before the server resets, just come back to Southern Dreadlands, and then you'll be able to go to the Sentinel Shard area, jump in, and then collect the rest of your rewards. So let's jump in and see how many rewards we get, how much loot we get. And there we go. So up here you can see there's loads of loot. Just go ahead and collect all that, and then we'll go down to the south, and you can see we've got lots of loot there. And yeah, as I said, this is really handy if you haven't ranked all of your gear yet to rank 30. This is a nice way to get lots of loot added to your daily loot count. And there we go. So obviously the type of loot you get will sort of vary on each day, be a bit random, but there'll be a blacksmith here as well, which you can salvage. And yeah, we did get a legendary item initially before the hour. So after we finished the event and we had that victory, we did get a legendary item. Yeah, it's just an easy way to get loot. So don't forget about this event. It is a nice little event, and like I said, it's fairly chilled out, quite easy to do. And if you have got some spare time, just pop over to Southern Dreadlands, head into Sentinel stand, complete it, get your loot, and yeah, good luck with the legendary item that you get when you do identify it. And on the left hand side, it will show you the reset timer. So yeah, the next day you can go and do it all over again. So pretty quick video. I just wanted to remind everyone again about Sentinel stand. So hope you're enjoying the game, and thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.